name is Rafael, you're watching Rock and Roll Garage, and today we're going to talk about three guitar players that the legendary Queen co-founder and guitarist Brian May said are his heroes. But first, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. Well, he is a really nice guy. Brian praises everybody, practically everybody. He likes everyone, and he is really interested in new music. And but obviously, his biggest heroes are the ones that really influenced him in the early days. And we selected three. The first one is Eric Clapton, who first achieved fame as a member of the Yardbirds, then John Mayall and the Bluesbreakers, Cream, Blind Faith, and then his successful solo career as well. Well, he's a big fan of Eric Clapton, and there's a really interesting thing that back in 1983, Brian May made an EP called Starfleet Project. He even recently re-released that EP, and there were many special guests on those recordings, including Eddie Van Halen, who also was a huge fan of Eric Clapton. And they decided to make a track called Bluesbreaker, which was a tribute to Eric. And in an interesting interview with Cleveland in 2023, when he was re-releasing this EP, they asked him if Eric liked the track or not. And Brian May said, I think he hated and left, and said, but that's okay, he's entitled. He can do what he wants. I mean, Eric could do anything and he'll still be our hero. That's the way it is. There's probably lots of things I disagree with Eric about, but that doesn't change anything. He's been one of the greatest influences, inspirations of my life, and that will never change. I always get goosebumps if I get to be anywhere near him. When I'm playing with him, the couple of times I've done it, it's a wonderful moment experience. So this is what he said about Eric. He really loves Eric, and he had the chance to play with him multiple times, especially on the royal family events, for example, that happens every year there in England. And the second one that we selected, that it is a huge hero for Brian May, is Hank Marvin, who was the guitarist for the mainly instrumental band The Shadows, a British band as well, and it is the oldest guitarist on this list. The group was formed in 1958. They were one of the most important British rock and roll bands from those early days. And when he was a teenager learning to play the guitar, Hank Marvin was really the most important guitarist for him, and he wanted to obviously become someone like Hank. And in an interview with The Guardian, May talked about the influence of Hank, and he said, The Shadows' Hank Marvin was an inspiration for all of us kids. He had an amazing melodic, fluid sound. And what an incredible guitarist. And an interesting thing is that during their career, The Shadows' career, they released 21 albums. And in 1996, a tribute album called Twang was released with many special guests, and obviously Brian May was one of them. And he covered the track called FBI, but he was also part of Hank Marvin's 1992 album Into the Light, being a guest cover of We Are the Champions. He made a version for the famous Queen song. And we reached the third one, who is Mr. Ritchie Blackmore, one of the biggest guitarists of all time for sure. First achieved fame as a member of Deep Purple, and then left the band in the mid-70s to form his own group, Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow, then after became only Rainbow. And he certainly is one of the few musicians who had the chance to being a worldwide famous band, leave that band, form a new one, and be as important as them. I mean, not as important, but he really was up there with all the heavily influential hard rock bands. For sure, it was the band that first made Ronnie James Dio become really famous. And Brian May was part of the documentary Ritchie Blackmore story in 2015, and he had really nice words to say about Ritchie. And he said, he's a fireball, you know, he's really beyond belief. His technique and is incredible. Where did that come from? I have no idea. And this is before Hendrix. Ritchie really is a great originator and creator of the wild electric guitar. So that's what Brian said about Ritchie. And it's interesting because in the 80s, they did a charity single, which was a cover of Smoke on the Water. Brian May was part of it, and many other incredible musicians, but Ritchie was not part of that cover, unfortunately. But so he had the chance to play Smoke on the Water a few times during that recording. And that's it. I hope you liked the video. If you want to read more, all the details, go to the description, read the article we wrote about this, and like the video, leave a comment, and let's talk about it, okay? Visit rockandrollgarage.com, and thank you for watching. I'll see you later.